Hello and welcome. This is Dmitry with RULA Technologies. In today's video, we'll talk in detail about digital inputs and outputs on RULA vibration controllers, a feature that will save you time and effort running individual tests, test sequences, or operating a production line. To demonstrate all aspects of today's topic, we'll be using our controller RL-C21 and RULA software. Digital inputs and outputs allow you to operate the vibration controller remotely without connection to PC or laptop. The inputs and outputs need to be configured using RULA software first, but when they're set, you are free to use the controller autonomously. Digital inputs and outputs let you set and run a sequence of tests or run measurements at a scheduled time. This is indispensable for production lines where you need to automate most of the operations. Logical input can be used with climatic tests, where the equipment will be tested at different frequencies when a certain temperature is met. And now let's dive into the specifics. RULA vibration controllers have 8 digital inputs and 8 outputs. They can receive signals up to 30 volt. Using RULA software, you can set up logical inputs for starting or stopping the test, running autonomous tests, and much more. Logical outputs can send a large variety of signals to external devices, including start, stop, emergency stop, error, and more. Both digital inputs and outputs can be connected to the RL-C21 on the D-Sub37S panel on the back of the device. In the second half of this video, we'll discuss all possible options and test them using RL-C21. But right now, we wanted to show you how to set up and configure the digital inputs and outputs. Feel free to skip ahead using the timestamps if you are already aware of the procedure. To set up digital inputs and outputs, go to the Configuration ribbon tab and press the Channels button. This will open the window called Channel Settings. You have 2 tabs here that we'll showcase in this video: Digital Inputs and Digital Outputs. There are only 8 rows on the table, corresponding to 8 digital inputs. To activate the digital inputs, check the Use Digital Inputs checkbox. Now let's take a closer look at the available options. Emergency Stop button will stop the device when a signal edge is detected. The functions of Start-Stop are quite simple. If a signal edge is detected, the device will either start or terminate the test, depending on its current state. Compare this option to Pause Resume, which only pauses the test instead of terminating it, allowing you to resume it manually or by using another signal. The options Increase Level, Decrease Level increase or decrease the level by 5% every time a signal edge is detected. The last notable option is Shock, which delivers a shock pulse to the shaker. The available types of shock are Shock, SRS, and TTH. You can assign several inputs with the same function. The second tab I want to configure is the Digital Outputs tab. It also has 8 rows corresponding to 8 outputs. To enable digital outputs, check the Use Digital Outputs checkbox. Let's review the options we have in the roll column. 0 and 1 are the most basic logical signals which turn the equipment on and off. Command Test is running delivers logical 1 to the output when the test starts. Emergency Stop will deliver logical 1 if equipment stops with an error. Otherwise, the input is set to logical 0. Same principle applies to Startup Failed. If the controller fails to start, the output will be set to logical 1. Lastly, Test Successfully Completed sends logical 1 to the input on test completion without any errors. You can assign the same options to several outputs. Last thing we wanted to discuss is running autonomous tests. These are tests that can be performed without PC, using digital inputs and outputs and the LED screen of the controller. These tests can be used on the production lines or for repeated scheduled measurements. Let's go through the process of creating and running an autonomous test. To prepare the device for running autonomous tests, open the Device Search window by pressing Configuration on the Autonomous Tests ribbon tab. Choose a network card to which a controller is connected from the drop-down list and press Find Devices. To choose a controller, double-click on it with the left mouse button. After that, the File Management window will open. It has a table with a number of files. To load the test, press Upload and choose the test file in the dialog window. Input the name of the object under the test and upload the test file on your controller. Before running autonomous tests, make sure the clock of the controller is synchronized with the computer. If it's not the case, use the Additional Parameters window. Open it using the Additional Parameters button in the File Management window. You can then specify the device date and time in the corresponding field. You can control the autonomous test using RULA remote controller and 8 digital inputs. Connect a remote control to the connector of digital inputs and outputs on the controller back panel and provide 220 volt supply. Trigger a rising edge on digital input 5 to enter the menu. Press Menu OK. Press up and down to choose the test to be run. Then press Start/Stop to start the test. The results of the test can be displayed in the form of a report. To form a report, download the corresponding file with test results from the device to PC. To download the file, you should highlight it by clicking on it and press it Download. To create a report based on the downloaded file, press Create a Report and choose the required file. Software will then create a standard report in the doc format. Thank you for watching. We hope you found this video helpful. Subscribe to RULA channel for more updates in the future and visit our website at rulatech.com to learn more about our products. Until next time.